My name's Peter Sidwell and I am here in my kitchen to show you all about British charcuterie. I've been asked by the Guild of Fine Foods to create some recipes that really kind of show off British charcuterie. It's an amazing part of the industry, amazing growth. You know, we have over 100 different producers scattered around the country. That's twice as many as 10 years ago. So clearly, you know, we're getting these butchers and we're getting farmers who've got this amazing product and they're then turning into another amazing product. You know, they're preserving this wonderful meat and creating amazing ingredients. Now, for me as a chef, this is just the best job, okay? So I'm gonna create a wonderful recipe, very Spanish inspired, but completely centered around British produce, okay? British charcuterie, it's delicious. A little bit goes a long way, which is great for cooking. So I've got my pan heating up now. I have got some wonderful venison chorizo. So it's got loads of flavor into it. It's got, you know, your paprikas and your garlic and a little bit of chili, but made with venison, you know, free range meat, wonderful flavor, you know, just a great product. Now I'm dicing it up into kind of centimeter slices, okay? And this is just a really lovely kind of rich, wintry dish that's just delicious, okay? So, take the chorizo and pop it into a pan, okay? A medium heat pan. Don't put it on too hot. If you have a smoking hot pan, it'll just burn on the outside and it won't get the time it needs to just render and bring the flavors and the fats and the juices out. So pop it into a dry pan, medium heat, and it will start to sizzle straight away, which is what you want, but you don't want it too hot, okay? So we're gonna add a couple of ingredients, a little drizzle of olive oil in there, just to help things along the way. And then I've got a clove of garlic, so we'll just give it a tap, and then just run the knife through, okay? And straight into the pan. Okay, starting to smell delicious already. Right, I've got a red chili. Now this is personal choice if you want it warming up a little bit, but you know, if you're going to your farm shop, going to your deli, have a try, have a taste of what you're about to buy, and that is the beauty of getting into these kind of shops, is that the people who are selling know these products, have probably tried them themselves already, and will know how hot they are, you know, things like that. So I'm gonna pop half a red chili into this. I think that's plenty. I'm just gonna unfold the chili and get the pith and the seeds out, because I don't want it too hot. I just want a bit more warmth. So we'll chop it into nice fine matchsticks, turn it round, and chop it into a nice fine dice. You can always add more chili if you want to, so kind of, you know, go sparingly, add a bit in, and then add more if you want it. Okay, so in it goes. Lovely, love fresh chili, smells delicious. So we're just gonna shake the pan a little bit and you can start to smell the smoked paprikas coming out straight away. Right, I'm gonna add some red onion, okay? So we're just gonna slice it and we're gonna dice this really fine because actually this is gonna be ready in 10 minutes. It's not a really long, slow cook. So if you chop the onions nice and fine, it'll cook at the same time. If you chop big chunks, it'll take ages. So cut your onions according to your time. So nice and finely shredded. There we go. And then straight into the pan. And this is going to add a little bit of moisture straight away. That's why we got in with the frying process first. So let's give this a nice stir round. Smells good. Right, onions cooking away. Now I've got some wonderful black pudding. Now the jury's out whether this is charcuterie or not. I'm not sure, but black pudding's delicious. And it is used all over the world. It adds incredible depth, and I wanted to add it in here. Very, very popular in Spain as well, the black pudding, and it is a very Spanish-inspired dish, but it's all British produce, which is just lovely. So I've cut the black pudding into sort of chunks like that, because what I want it to do is I want it to kind of melt and add richness to the dish. This is a rich, gutsy dish, okay? So just sprinkle in the black pudding, break it up into the pieces that you've chopped it into, Okay, and then just move it about a little bit. Make sure it's in contact with the pan. Okay, because we want to get those little crispy bits and things like that. Yeah. Okay. Delish. So while that's all starting to fry off and cook, we're going to look at our tomatoes. Now we've got lots of different ones, which is nice. So they're going to do different things and add different. We're going to cut them into different sizes and shapes. So I'm just going to chop the big tomatoes into chunks, and they can go in. This dish also works really well as sort of tapas. You can kind of serve it with chunks of bread, because you've got to dip in and mop it all up. And I'm from Yorkshire, we always have bread with everything. So we'll just chop those tomatoes up into chunks. If you haven't got fresh tomatoes, or it's winter, use a good tin of chopped tomatoes and drain the juice out, pop that straight in. But we've got a few fresh tomatoes still. We're just coming towards the end of the season now. So I'm just going to cut the smaller ones in half. And that's it, okay? In we go. Beautiful. Right, I've got some coriander as well. Works really well with chorizo. I'm actually going to use the stalk to cook with, and then we're going to finish with the leaf. So I've got the stalk here. Chop it up really nice and fine. There's way more flavour in the stalk than there is the leaf, and it's more robust, and it's perfect for cooking with. So add the stalk. There we go. Right, almost done cooking. I've got some red wine here. This is a rioja, because it's kind of Spanish. I'm making a Spanish-inspired dish. So we're going to go in with the rioja. So we've got a good glass full there. That's it. And then we turn it up full power. Now the idea is now to simmer it out for 10 minutes. Reduce it down and intensify all the flavours. Okay, if you like loads and loads of sauce, don't reduce it right down. But if you want it more intense and rich and delicious, and you know, some of the black pudding to kind of melt out and the chorizo released all its juices, then boil it down by at least half. And then when you have got it like that, we're going to finish it with coriander and a good spoonful of sour cream and some nice crusty bread. It's going to be delicious. So you can see it is just reduced down beautifully. Look, and if I just take a spoonful of that, you can kind of see there that we've got this wonderful rich tomatoes. They're kind of broken down. The chorizo has released all its flavour into the sauce. The black pudding has kind of given it a little bit of richness. So we are ready to eat. Okay, one more thing. A little bit of dark chocolate, okay? Like literally 10 grams, and it just brings everything together and gives it depth. And the kind of the Aztecs have been in Mexico and that sort of South America area have been using chocolate and savory for hundreds of years, and believe me, it works really, really well. And it just adds a bitterness and it brings it all together. And now you can see it's less like a tomato sauce, and now it's just kind of rich and deep and delicious. Okay.